Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha. Okay, I'm back, like I said I would. Disturbed, are you ready? I wanted to circle back to Disturbed because I know the very first time listen for the band and a song was on a cover. And I had gotten quite a few comments of like how much they loved what they did on that, but that wasn't the essence of the band as a whole. And so as I was doing a little research, I was sending links. I clicked on this one link and went, oh, I remember that one song where he goes, you know, and I was like, oh man, fully get it. All right, but I didn't want to respond to that because I kind of heard it, so I wanted to find something else. So this was one of the recommendations and suggestions, of which I want to thank you once again for doing that. I want to thank you for your patience. I get bombed on both my Facebook page and this one. I'm just doing the best that I can. I'm going through a recycle phase right now. Starting tomorrow, it'll be new bands, you know, until Friday, and then I'm going to do something really special on Friday, and then I'm going to take a little break. But all of you, thank you so much for hanging out. If you see any advertising, copyright claim by the copyright owners, record company, artist, band, they run the ads. I have no control of that, so they make the money as they should. For Disturbed, I have all their discography, I have merch and CDs, and their Spotify also in the description. And so, oh, and as well, if you see fit, buy me a cup of coffee, being that my channel's not monetized. That link is down there below as well. So, you know, I got an old saying, if I'm zooming, I'm doing, all right? So, I don't know how I just got into Skumbarish with that I'm doing, eh? I don't know what the heck my problem is. All right, here we go. Disturbed, are you ready? All right.
Are you ready? Get up, get up. 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 Well, are you ready now? From the revolution for too long, your power has been taken away. It's been taken away. Does your heart feel heavy now? See for the solution. Take those mental shackles off and throw them away. You gotta get them out of your mind. Don't you let division leave you blind. Moving steady now. It's a revelation. For so long your focus has been taken away. Now you're breaking away. They may think they know you, but here's an education. No, they can't control you. Once you've broken away, they're done patrolling your mind. When they're searching for you, they will find a force they aren't ready for. Are you ready? They aren't ready for you to be strong. Are you ready? They aren't ready for you to prove them wrong. Are you ready? They aren't ready for you to be turned into someone who cannot be preyed upon.
All right, so yes, then this must be the Disturbed I have been waiting for. Opened up with that synthetic, drugs are bad, with that synth sequence, a very saw gritty sounding sequence that was already, I went, okay, all right, I'm locking. Then they get into their riff, and I'm letting it glide. I'm letting it just kind of, you know, I'm just kind of rinsing with it and kind of feeling what they've got going on. He comes in and, you know, remember the other experience that I have with him is he's got this glorious, soft, mellow voice until he blows out really hard on The Sound of Silence. And to hear him come in, you know, with the full-on people's elbow approach with his vocals, now I get with some of the comments. I'm now assembling the comments in my head while I'm listening, going, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. What an incredible voice. I read that he had trained to be a cantor, and which that in of itself is intense technique to be a cantor, and having to, you know, it's all breathing techniques. Obviously, that's how he maintains his particular sound. What I want to get to with the guitar is you've got that riff, and as the riff comes in and guides you into the first verse, It sounds like to me like the riff before he started singing is being held out. As he sings, they give him space to do his magic by kind of muting a little bit of the pattern. So I think they're keeping the same pattern, but it's not. They're not letting it ring out while he's singing. And then it seemed like there was the pre-chorus, that turnaround that came up, and then they dropped back into a second verse into this hook. So that's a unique way of assembling a song. It's not always very predictable where you have an intro, a verse, a pre-chorus, chorus, maybe a small turnaround, second verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus out. That would be a typical song construction in the pop world of radio length, radio play type songs. But I'm assuming that, since the first song I heard was the cover in this, that they have a keyboarder as well, and so it feels like there is a doubling of the chord punchiness, probably with a dark synth. I'm not too sure. It feels like it, but I'm not really zoning in on it. Being this is a first time listen and response, and the older I get, the better I was with my old Decomposer ears. Sometimes it'll take me 2 or 3 listens, like a lot of the other guys that do reacts and do longer breakdowns. They'll go back and kind of re-listen. But I like to try to keep this on a glide. So let's go back a little bit. We'll pick it up as it looks like we're coming out of this chorus. And the chorus was great on this, by the way. The chorus really opened up with the chord changes. You felt the change, without having to know anything about music, and you're the pure listener, of which I envy. You can feel just when those chord changes that there is a new moment in the song, and usually that high point is the hook. And that's where Are You Ready was being sung. Doesn't mean it's that way all the time, God knows, but so anyhow, here we go. All right.
For you to be turned into someone who cannot be preyed upon. That's enough already now. You don't wanna take it, all your reservations have been taken away. They've been taken away. So you think you're ready now for the revolution? Yeah, they can't control you once you've broken away. You gotta get them out of your mind. When they stand before you, they will find a force they aren't ready for. Are you ready? They ever ready for you to be strong? Are you ready? They ever ready for you to prove them wrong? Are you ready? They ever ready for you to be turned into someone who cannot be preyed upon?
Okay, before we move on here, I just want to bring up the drums and the bass, how it creates an urgency in the way that I've done composition and the feeling that I'm getting, and if you're getting it, you might be able to go, yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Is the the kick and the bass that are holding that pattern in the kick, or following the kick, or the kick and them. That, even though it's a pretty straightforward up and going in here, that bottom end is creating that forward sense of urgency with the riff. And a very important part of that, of the whole song thus far. I just didn't bring it up in the last top. And I love that little, I think it was a four bar turnaround before they came back into their hook, or into that next change. I kind of wish I was going to hang on. I wanted to hang on to that maybe for about another 2 to 4 bars, but I mean, this isn't critiquing and stuff. This is just my feeling was, oh yeah, I was getting ready to go and change. So, all right, here we go. Sorry, I had to just break in on that thought. Here we go.
For you to be turned into someone who cannot be preyed upon. Are you ready?
Something that I just realized that super duper cool beans, and I was trying to kind of see if I could hear it, is at least in that last passage of the hook, the main hook that he's just singing, just power balls, just going for it. There was, and I can't, because it's the first time listening, God, I don't know, maybe I'm going to change the way I do things here eventually. Maybe I'll stop more or something, but there was a really super cool melody that the guitars were handling during where he's powering through in that hook section. Da 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 da, or something like that. It's a second level hook. And then in my ears also, because I hear a couple of other things there, for me there's other hooks in there that as a composer and arranger, I did hear the synth sequence follow the chord changes, and I don't know if that actually happened in the other hooks. Once again, if I was to go back and listen, I'd be able to really decipher that. But I really dug that it gave it supporting life. In other words, the synth wasn't something that was just some little trick thing that they just threw out to establish certain nuances, which you can do, but that they actually let it live throughout the track. And, that adds to some serious sonic dynamics. And, if you're cursed like me, and you can sink into, rinsing through, layers and stuff like that, you hear those things, but that's just my curse. You as the pure listener who's enjoying this music, it's just part of the ensemble of arrangement choices by musicians in a band. Blah, 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 as my granddaughter would say. So anyhow, and also that the I don't want to say the solo section, but when the guitar players lit up a little bit, these musicians, all the musicians pretty much on my channel could really light one off when it comes to solos. Tapping and flying and tearing and huge intervals and stuff. But I really do enjoy when musicians take the time to actually write a melodic solo that bears repeating, once or twice more. And I believe, if I recall, there was a harmony with that too. So I really dug that. And then at the very end, of course, okay, if you got to break one off and he's, and he really ran down, the scales and did like a really super cool, what's the word I'm looking for? Legato kind of vibe is coming back down into the next change. That's what flaring is about. And then the drums and the bass, like I said, they're keeping, to me, that forward driving anxiety in that rhythmical percussion. I don't mean anxiety like a bad thing, but like, the chase is on. Ironically, the chase is on. That's what this video seemed to have been, and it gave it that, that extra nudge. So anyhow, so thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed this. Please drop other Disturbed tracks you may want me to check out in the comments below. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the sharing. Thank you for the cup of coffee, should you see fit. And it's more than just the coffee too, because those who've already been on my channel for a while know. But if you're new, also some of the money that goes to the coffee goes to what I do with kids in hospitals as ventriloquist, and that's a whole different thing. But that link will be down there too if you want to check it out. Anyhow, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. Just kidding.